that I cannot get Aragon to work. It's a difficult day with Aragon. And yeah, I don't know who has gone. I'll pass it to Survey.
Yes, thank you. I want to know what's going on. Not distracted, but I'm just multitasking and working on some optimism campaign idea.
Thank you. My intention is to follow up on the forum discussions, especially clarify if there's something new regarding Cloudify and time management. I know that there's a new board, so maybe just clarify. So I tried to use a new board, but maybe was not ready, so didn't got any working groups. And no distractions. And I'll pass it to Surbi. I know Surbi already went. I'll pass it to Monique.
Hello, everybody. Just here to catch up and see what's going on. Distracted, working on the background. And the hardest part is this passing.
Yeah. Got a couple options left.
Yeah. Thanks, Monique.
Go ahead.
My intentions for the call are to stream, catch up on anything that I missed in the forum, and to let you guys know that Giveback's votes are up. So hopefully if you can get Aragon to work, you can help to pass the votes so we can distribute Givebacks. I think that's really it. Just see what the topics are for today. I think I'm the last one, except for maybe Santi. I don't know if you can talk.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm here to catch up on anything related to governance and distractions. I have to leave at half the hour to the clinic. And I think I'm the last one, so back to you.
Oh, great. Maybe we can make space at the top here. If Lauren, you want to give a PSA.
PSA, the quadratic funding round on Optimism goes live at the top of the hour. And it would be really great if, like, at noon when the round goes live, we could get everybody to just go and throw a few donations in there, because if we don't, then the estimated matching is like so wonky. So like try to donate like broadly to a few projects, just a little bit here and there, and then that'll like really help. So then when like other people outside our team are coming and seeing it, it doesn't look like so weird. That's my PSA. Thanks, Mitch.
Cool. That's awesome. Okay. Great. So some things to vote on here. Few things. As Ashley mentioned, there is the round 46 givebacks. Let's see if I don't know what you guys are talking about. Mine loads just fine. What's wrong with your computers? Oh no. Did you put you put the votes up, Ashley? But they're in. Oh, mine no.
It's Aragon. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's one. Okay. Well, there's one up here. I don't know which one it is, but I'm going to distribute the Q2 vesting. So that Mo Shahab had a review. The numbers look good. Everything matched. So I put that vote up as well. So when those choose to load for me as well, I can vote on. And then Ashley also put up the votes for, let's see here. Right. For the round 46 distribution. And the nice tokens as well. So see if you... Yeah, this is getting wonky, guys. We got to get out of here. Freaking Aragon Dow. Okay. Well, keep loading. If you are having trouble with your RPC, you can try and change it. I shouldn't be showing that, but you can change it. If you need the special one, you can DM Kai or myself. I can give it to you. And if you any like random troubleshooting, you can always just DM me and I can try and help you out with loading the Aragon Dell. But Even for me, I seem to be missing 2 votes. It like skipped between, well, missing 3 votes actually. That's crazy. 5. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Some stuff in the forum that we didn't get to talk about last week is this one here. This is the improving Giveth leadership process, and maybe since Nicola's here, she can actually talk about it better than I could.
Okie dokie, why not? Well, I saw that nobody else apart from Laurent went in. I just wanna give this comment. Yeah, we have some votes. So I mean, it's been 11 days. My hopes are that. Yeah.
Maybe just paraphrase quickly, like what it's about, if in case people haven't actually looked at it.
Yeah. So, I was going to go into it because my hopes are that these things, specifically, we're talking about leadership agreement, where there's a little bit of a cultural aspect in it, and it's created to be as a pledge. So that's one thing that would serve leaders as a, just like a little private pledge and the reminder of their responsibilities as the leaders. And then we have self-review form where this is just improved form. Basically, it's still the same link that we use for self-review, but there is additional question that's asking if you're leader or contributor, and if you're leader, it's going to ask you additional questions. So that's also to help leaders to reflect better on their work and their leadership skills and things that they may want to work on, etc. And then we also created this leadership feedback form, which is going to serve for leaders as a review form instead of contributors feedback form, the peer review that we've been using. So this is the most radical change that really will come with this, that there's going to be one more form that we'll just have to make sure that leaders are asking for feedback into the right form, but we can work together with Heather and Nico in implementing these things. And so basically my hope is that this will be really beneficial for leaders. They can get a better feedback, better self-reflection, and hopefully also understand that they have a higher responsibility. Any questions to this? Also, Lauren, I commented too on your comment. I would love you to see it if you like it. If you like the way I actually worded, maybe we can change that little thing before we send it out. But other than that, it's all ready to be set into the flow, and we can start playing and experimenting and see how this will help us. Yeah. Crickets. Okay. So no objections to implementing these documents this week, so that we can start using them.
I'd love if you could work on this before you have to go. So
yeah, me too.
If anyone has anything, this is the time. Cool.
All right, let's go with it.
Let's go with it. Great. Cool. Nice. Well, next thing here, the Q2 vesting distribution. I mentioned it already. Moshe Hub reviewed it, so it's up to be voted on. And I gave you all the link. And so there's nothing on that. Then on the next topic here, which kind of like goes into the next thing, is it's already the end of Q3. We took the whole sub-DAO thing, like got us really off track. So the end of Q3 is already here, October 1st. So you guys know the drill for that one. Most of you should at least. If you are contributing since July 1st, not on your trial period, but you were like you're eligible. The amount to ask for is 233 in our Give tokens. And yeah, votes are already up, so we'll keep going until November 9th, that 1 month of eligibility period. So just put them in. And I mean, spoiler alert, this might be the last one, you guys. So some spice take, get your inner give tokens while you can. Yeah, so more on that later, but just spice. Yeah, you guys know how to do this, most of you. So if you have any questions, just DM me. If you need any clarifications, etc., I'm happy to answer them. Unless you have something on the call here that you guys wanted to ask. Okay. Great. Awesome. Then the last one here is just the round 46, which Ashley has the votes up for already. Giveback's a nice distribution. Look at those referral program awards coming in. Nice. I've been using my link a lot, so that's cool. Cool. That's pretty much all I got for this call. We give ourselves an hour and we managed to get through it in 15 minutes. To your thing, Kai, you were asking like, why is it at a different time? So this was like, this was so like every other week we could give an hour to this call if we needed like more time to talk about stuff. So I just switched it with the steward's call by half an hour.
Great. I'm happy.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I don't have anything else unless somebody else has something they want to talk about. Oh, well, we got the whole crew here.
You said spicy take last NR give distribution. What are your thoughts there?
Well, right now the NR give isn't being used for much. It's being used to send out givebacks and give ourselves NR give and send give tokens to Griff. So is this like a really like a thing that we need 35 people to like all, you know? So I was thinking of maybe moving, like updating our snapshot to like have like include NR give, and then maybe look at moving some of those privileges to like a multi-sig or like another platform or, you know, something like that. Also, NR give has been causing progressively more and more headaches to continue using, so.
I think it's so you wouldn't shut down the NR give program. You just might take the permissions of like voting for givebacks and stuff like that away from the scope of NR give. But we'd maintain continuing the every 3 months, like for vesting and for also just having like a kind of a reputation token in our DAO, so it's not all give tokens.
Well, it'll be like I would love to see if we could move the vesting to like some sort of multi-sig module, and then, you know, give everyone, take their NR give tokens and like add it to their snapshot balance. So like you could vote on snapshot and it would have your NR give and your give, and it would be like but the NR give would probably be like, you know, we would 10x the value or something to make it relevant with everyone's give tokens.
I mean, I love that. I love that so much. I really hope we do that. And I hope that we continue doing NR give so that it's not just give token holders who have this say in Giveth. But like, I don't think we need to go through the bureaucracy of it. Multi-sig is fine for most executions.
Yeah. Yeah, and go ahead, Lauren.
I think it's important to have a place where we can like have a contributor DAOs make decisions in this place, you know, and like I agree with kind of like moving some of the functionalities of the things that NR gave people vote on, but like still having a place where like it's just reputation that decides. And then I also really like combining the reputation with like give tokens in the snapshot, so it's like we can kind of have like a, you know, that's the dream, it's like you want to basically like have, people can vote on things, but like if you have more stake in the game somehow, then you have like more voting power. So it's like, I think it's really good to put that in Snapshot, but then also just like have a home base where it's just reputation votes, because sometimes that will come up. Like before we were using it for like role proposals and stuff. I know we're not doing that now anymore, but it was kind of like good to basically be like, yeah, people in the DAO are deciding like if this person's role proposal or the value they're offering is going to be valuable or not. And I think stuff like that might come up again in the future.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, but from what I've seen in the last year, we haven't really used it. So I'm like, it's like a nice to have, but we have this huge thing Go ahead, Ashley.
Couldn't we also just have a snapshot that's only that the strategy is just NRGive too, if we needed it? Like we could make a snapshot that just uses NRGive and doesn't take into consideration any give tokens. Just to like solve the headache with Aragon and like not loading and being able to vote. Because that's the other thing is like Aragon is just like really crappy right now. We can't make any votes there. So
I would really recommend we move to a new deployment on Optimism, and just start with the same token holders, and everything will move faster. And also going to Optimism, moving our DAO to Optimism is a valuable thing for sure.
That's a spicy one. Because I was looking at using Tally and like a governor module, and those are like actually maintained. It's like cool that we got Optimism on, or Aragon on Optimism, but like the code is just old and unmaintained. So that's my concern. And the other trickier thing is, since we're like sub-DAOing and technically each working group can like choose, there's not like a formal like, oh, you're a contributor in the Giveth DAO anymore. It's like, I can hire, Sem to work on this, and Sem works in Giveth, but he's not like this like regular contributor, like official status anymore that we had before. So it's like, he also might deserve to get reputation tokens, but the lines get fuzzy,
Sem definitely deserves some NRGive. If he applied, I'm sure he would get it.
Yeah. So then it's like, have to rethink the whole thing, right? Because we had this set of criteria and they were based on role proposals and yada yada. But now it's decentralized. Maybe even, the sub-DAOs want to have their own reputation tokens and not just have this one monolithic DAO reputation token. Like, need to rethink that whole thing, So those are my reasonings to move to something else that's less buggy and taking into consideration like how the DAO is changing and how we are distributing reputation, and maybe like a more, I don't know, decentralized way.
I have a question. Would this apply, for example, we have another Aragon DAO, and this is the one that we use for rewards and distribute rewards. And right now, like, it hasn't been working for me since Friday. Like, would this apply for this DAO as well? Like, can I also like move out of Aragon? Because it's difficult sometimes. Just like a curious
Yeah, I mean, you
question.
could just make a multi-sig and it would work just fine.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'll investigate there.
Yeah, I mean, I just did it. I just told you to do it that way because that's the way we did it in the TEC. So there's definitely many ways you can do it.
Cool.
The only
cool.
downside is that EVM CRISPR doesn't work with Gnosis safes. That's the problem.
And then I cannot run the script then. Okay.
You'd have to do some sort of crazy manual. Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to Sam about it.
Yeah, that's something I didn't think about with givebacks either. That means we would have to do every transaction individually. If we can't use EVM CRISPR, that would be tricky.
Yeah, because you can use there's things you can do. You have like this like transaction builder, and you can save transactions. So like you can just like okay, I want to do this thing, and you just like load it up from like your little library of like things that you do often. So there's things to look at. But anyway, that's like the whole thing I want to work on next season with DAO Ops is like finding solutions for this.
Would it be something? Sorry, would it be something that we could use the CSV airdrop app for in Gnosis Safe, or would that not allow for enough transactions?
No, because it's not an airdrop. It's a transaction.
claim.
It's not
Yeah.
an airdrop.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're telling the token distro to send to do this thing. You know, it's not just like we're sending tokens to people. It's like
Right.
a bit more complex.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that's my spice, Griff.
How crazy would it be for us to, if I created an rgive DAO or nrgive, whatever, on Optimism, like,
We still couldn't send givebacks.
no, we couldn't send givebacks, but could we for the new nrgive, could we move our voting to that, to Optimism for this round?
What would it solve?
It would just help us with retro PGF and be something cool we could put in the form.
I don't think it makes sense. Like we wouldn't have givebacks. We weren't sending out. It doesn't have any give in it.
We'd use it in Snapshot.
No, I don't think it makes any sense.
We
don't
what
use
do
it
we?
for anything.
How do we send givebacks on Optimism?
We have an Aragon DAO already. So
Yeah.
if you think it makes sense to add 30 people to that DAO just to send out givebacks,
No.
then okay.
Honestly, it's more of a marketing. It's more for marketing than anything else and business. It's like if we migrated right now, nrgive is so annoying to use and load, and it's just like, like even just for this short period of time where 30 people have to create a vote in the nrgive DAO, it's annoying, you know? If we created these votes in a new DAO on Optimism, everyone would be saved like 10 minutes.
Why would it
But
not
I
take as
don't
much time?
know
I feel
if
like it
we-
would still take the same amount of time to load because it's still Aragon, right? Regardless of the network that it's on.
No, the DAO has to load all of the transactions with that DAO. So it scans the blockchain manually from the time the DAO was deployed until the future. So if you're using a newer DAO, it loads a lot faster.
But like you can see already all these loaded because it's cached.
Because it's cached in your machine, yeah. But everybody else who hasn't gone to that website for 3 months since the last time they requested it, it's going to take them.
But even like mine doesn't load at all. Like I'm missing votes 145, 146, 147, and it just refuses to load. So I don't know if this actually like fixes the issue.
I would think that the new deployment that Sem just created on Optimism probably wouldn't have those issues, and that he is tasked with and paid to maintain it for the next several months.
I don't think there's any benefit in doing all this stuff to move it to Optimism because there's like.
Well, the benefit is I can put in my retro PGF form where we request
How
where
are
we
we
hope
creating a public good by moving our reputation system to Optimism?
it's just part of Giveth, moving to Optimism. It's like a huge.
We don't get anything for using the Optimism network. That doesn't qualify us.
Well, us migrating our reputation token to definitely.
Using Optimism doesn't qualify you for retro public good funding.
Yeah, but like, you don't think voters who read that will be like, "Oh, that's cool. They migrated to Optimism. This is something we can tweet about. It's something that it's a marketing thing." I mean, does anyone else? I don't know. Does anyone else think it's a bad idea to move to Optimism? Like, what's the downside?
But just a little bit more work for everybody, and like I don't see like what we would use it for realistically.
I
Then
guess
I
for
have
some.
to get snapshot from 2 different chains, and then to get you have tokens over here, and then you have tokens over here, or we just migrate the full amount, and then
Yeah, we just migrate the full. We just start a new DAO with the current holdings, and then people request votes there. I don't think there's any duplicate work.
I mean, we would still need
I
to
can
use
create
the
the DAO
DAO
with-
on Gnosis chain though to do givebacks. So it's not like we could just drop the DAO on Gnosis chain. We would have to mint tokens for everybody on both DAOs every quarter.
I thought the idea was that we would stop doing givebacks with this DAO, and that's why I'm thinking that we would migrate the NRGive holdings to Optimism, because like NRGive doesn't need to do all those things.
sure, but like I don't know why I would do this like right now.
Well, the reason to do it right now is so that we can try to request more, hopefully get more marketing campaigns and more of a, it helps. It also helps Common Stack, because then it's like a real user of the thing they just deployed, and it helps us because we would say we're migrating our reputation token to Optimism. It's something that we're doing outside of the grant,
No, I mean honestly, it sounds like a mess.
Thoughts in horse in this race about?
I mean, I think that their current Gnosis, honestly, like for me, I have not been able to load the Aragon DAO for months. Like I tried when I got back from Burning Man, I just can't. It's not a matter of like cached or whatever. It just doesn't work for me at all. If we did move it onto Optimism and then we were still doing and we were still increasing our votes, like our tokens, like kind of continuously and starting from scratch, then at least we'd have like not so many votes to load. And I do see value in like having an NRGive DAO. I know Mitch is like, we haven't had anything come up for like a year, but like, it's just like, it's there, we can use it if we needed to use it. And I think like having, both monetary tokens and reputation tokens in spaces where we can vote with monetary tokens and spaces we can vote for reputation tokens, like that adds kind of like, versatility to our DAO that like a lot of DAOs don't have. And I think that's worth preserving and not just losing by shutting her down.
Like, yes, but like, I think Griff is saying we should do this now. Like, and I'm like, like, can we think about it more? Like, can we make a plan? We need to move the permissions. We need to move the vesting stream. We move everything out of this Aragon on Gnosis thing. And then are we just making a new,
I mean, I do kind of side with Griff in terms of like padding the stats for Optimism, since I mean we did receive 330,000 in the last round, and that did cover a lot of salaries for multiple months. So I understand that concept of trying to like continue to pad the stats with Optimism in the hope that Retro PGF round 3 will boost us even more at Giveth in terms of timing and how much goes into it. Before the applications close, and that is a lot of work. So I see your side too, Mitch, but I do also see Griff's side in trying to increase metrics, pat stats, marketing, which we've been trying to do with Optimism as much as possible.
I think we all agree that NRGive on Gnosis is a headache, and it's been a headache for quite a while. So we need to find a solution. You've been looking to Tali. And we've been thinking and talking about this topic for quite a while. If we have to migrate and we can use that migration to get a better score on retro PG, I would just try to do it now. But of course there's work, but it's going to be work today or any time we have to do it, because we know we have to do it sooner or later.
I guess just the question is like, how compatible is it for the things that we're using it right now, like the givebacks, like Ashley mentioned? Like that's like the only functionality of the NRGive right now. Distribution for givebacks, right? Is it compatible with Optimism, or would you have like? Is it a lot of work to move the
no,
funds?
because one's on Gnosis chain and one's on Optimism.
Yeah.
So the one that's on Gnosis chain, we have to all the things that it does right now, we have to give it to something else. You know, so passing these votes needs to go to multi-sig, and then we have to figure out how to do with the multi-sig.
Wait.
You know?
But on Optimism, we deployed a different Aragon DAO for this, right? I mean, couldn't we just deploy?
Yeah, but givebacks on Optimism.
Yeah, for givebacks on Optimism, and who's on that Aragon DAO for Optimism?
You, Lauren, Ashley, myself, so far.
So, like, couldn't we just do that to replace the functionality of NRGive on Gnosis?
To make an Aragon DAO?
Make a new Aragon DAO that just does givebacks, and that's it.
But you have the same problem of the thing being broken and not loading.
Well, yeah. But if we want to move our NRGive DAO to Optimism for marketing reasons, that's like, I don't think there's a blocker that we have to change permissions to do what we're doing for givebacks on Optimism already.
Well, you have to, because if nobody can pass votes right now. Nobody can see them. So like sending out vesting, sending out the givebacks round, it's not working. So you have to move the permissions to something else that people can actually vote on.
Yeah, so we have to do that. We have to do that anyway, right? So if we just do our NRGive like votes all on Optimism this round, it doesn't hurt us because it's not making extra work. We already have this issue. We already have to solve that issue.
Okay, well, sure. I'll make another Aragon DAO on Optimism, and I can move everybody's tokens there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already halfway through it.
Great.
I can definitely do it. I can execute on it.
Great.
The bigger problem is if already the old NRGive DAO sucks and we need to do something about that.
Okay.
Is there a way to use the EVM CRISPR UI for voting and stuff? Like, is that what we can do?
Yeah, I don't want to keep everybody here because this is probably just really boring, like technical stuff at this point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what DAOOps comes up with like in the next season, because I think if we do some more research instead of just making sudden decisions of like, oh, let's just migrate everything, which I mean, if we want to do that for now, that works, but I think that the DAOOps team will come up with like a great solution on something that we can use that will be functional for all the things that we need it for if we give them time to do the research.
That sounds good to me. I mean, I'm understanding both perspectives. I feel like the issue has been already in progress anyways. And I feel like if we just do like right now decision, like I'm not an expert, I don't know what to say, but I feel that there is like just unnecessary tension, and it would be great to have like more thought around this process and just come up with something that's really functional and works. I guess that's Mitch's point, and Griff's point is to come up with something more for Optimism. So maybe we can do both.
Great. Anything else? Cool. Well, then I guess you'll give us the link when this NRGive's done on Optimism. Griff?
Yeah, and are you guys cool calling it RGive again? Can we just go back, or should we keep it as NRGive? Or should we do N squared RGive? I don't know.
Giv's fine, I think.
Give, yay! Thank God. What was it? Inner give. That was Jake's meme on that one. Inner give. But okay, great.
Cool. Anything else? Okay. Well, then I'm going to call this call a wrap. Thanks for joining, everyone. We'll do this same time next week.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mitch.
Mitch. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, man.